The rebuilding and redesigning and rethinking of Ukrainian cities and towns, it starts and it ends with citizen engagement. There's a lot to be said about urbanism, or lack thereof, in Kyiv and Ukrainian cities. That is a bigger film. For the purpose of this little film, I'm going to talk about temporary urbanism, citizens taking matters into their own hands, trying to make this city better. Let's have a look. There's not a lot of tradition in Ukrainian cities for something that is quite normal many other places in the world: temporary urbanism. The concept of the parklet is really kind of a new thing here. So many cities around the world, they know that they can let citizens or the cities themselves just take away a bit of car parking, put up a wooden structure to provide seating, activities like swings, plants, just somewhere for people to hang out in public space. 3 years ago, somebody actually decided to put in this parklet. They didn't take away car parking, which kind of sucks, but in this neighborhood, there's a lot of public space that is underutilized. So really cool, some local Ukrainian activists got some foreign funding. They built this structure. I've been staring at this for a year here in Kyiv, and it was just tired. The wood was faded, the swings were half broken, nobody really took care of it at all. So it's public space, I'm the public. So last time I was here, I bought some paint, and with some friends, we just painted it really quickly. 4 different colors, just to, shine it up a bit. We fixed one of the swings as well. The next day, the paint is hardly dry and people were using it. Families, the elderly, all these people were sitting there. I've estimated there's about a 200% increase in people using this parklet since we painted it. On this trip, the swings were both broken, so me and my friends, we fixed both of the swings. And then I put up some fabric on the roof because you can see I'm sweating like a hog here. It is 36 degrees in Kyiv, so just providing a little bit of shade there for a parent to sit while the kid plays on the swing. Simple temporary urbanism, man, and then you just get the instant results that you just crave when you're an urbanist. So nobody's on it right now. It's the middle of the day. It's super hot here, but people use it. They use it in the evenings as well to hang out with their friends, you name it, man. 200% increase in people using it because of a bit of paint, fixing a swing, a little bit of fabric on the roof. I did this. This guy. Anybody can do it. Get out there, make your city better. This is a Soviet-era sports facility, I guess, in the middle of this densely populated neighborhood in Podil. Really hot today, middle of the day on a work day, but it's so well used, especially in the evenings, basketball, football, lacrosse, people doing whatever they want on this big space. But then we found this little bit of broken that needed to be fixed. These were 2 frames for ping pong tables. The locals around here, nobody could remember the last time that were actually tabletops on these frames. Probably 30 years ago is the best collective guess from the neighbors here. So me and my friend Denny from the neighborhood, another crazy urbanist, we decided to make ping pong tables, bring them back to the people. We didn't know if anybody was going to use them or not, but as soon as we whipped that together, the paint wasn't even dry and there were kids out here, and we've had tournaments out here. There was a total run on these tables in the evenings especially. We just bought some wood, I bought some paint. We just made some ping pong tables. The effect was massive. These were just temporary tables. We're gonna see if anybody was gonna use them, and they are, so now we're gonna put in some more permanent ones in the springtime. Everywhere you go in Kyiv, also in this neighborhood that I'm in Podil, man, you just see opportunity. There are so many gaps on the urban landscape, things that are no longer used anymore, spaces that are completely underused. Big old Soviet market, man, the heart of this community for so many years. Still active, but kind of half empty in there. But behind it, there's all of this dead space. That could be life. There could be like a traffic school for bikes for kids here. There could be a bike shop. There could be a cafe, all of these different things, man. It's just really exciting to walk around a city like this and only see possibilities. And also knowing that you have colleagues here who see the same thing and you can work together to just try and fill in the gaps of Kyiv and other cities in Ukraine, man, and just do the coolest things that you can't do anywhere else in the world. And when I say opportunities, man, I mean opportunities. There are many cities with lots of little broken bits and pieces, neglected plots of land. North American cities famously, infamously perhaps in the 50s, 60s, 70s, just knocked down heritage buildings in their downtown core, pushing everybody out to the suburbs, left with these scars on the urban landscape. Ukrainian cities, especially the capital here, it is off the charts. There's an empty lot behind this gate, and I've been over the fence doing a little bit of urban exploration, completely untouched. Nobody has been in there for 20 years according to the people who live around here. It's just been welded shut. incredible biodiversity in there where nature is just allowed to take control without any human influence whatsoever. I want to make a biodiversity park here for kids, for soldiers returning home with PTSD, kind of a nature experience in the heart of the city. Also, the temperature in there is about 8 to 9 degrees cooler than it is out here on the street where it's 36 degrees. Finding out who owns the land is still a bit of a challenge compared to many other cities around the world, but we're on it. We're checking it out, so hopefully I can show you what's going on in there in the near future. But yeah, opportunity. Some things have happened in Kyiv that are on a scale that surprises and impresses you. This used to be a main street. You can see the street way in the distance coming down the hill from the city center, and it used to just pump cars right into this historic neighborhood. They made it a pedestrian street. Over here, they have this huge space with a Ferris wheel that has never stopped since the full invasion by Russia, man. Just keeps on rolling. That is so cool and resilient. But then you wonder, why don't they do anything with the street? It's still just a street. There are curbs. In other cities, like Mykolaiv in the south, they actually have Ukraine's oldest pedestrian street from 1957, predating the famous pedestrian street in the heart of Copenhagen by 5 or 6 years. And yet that also still just looks like a street, you know? And doing a lot of the observations that I do in Mykolaiv also here, you see a lot of people still using the sidewalks, even though there is not a car in sight. That mental hack that the road is also possible for us to walk on if there's no cars on it, if it's made car-free. That is really hard. We still stick to the sidewalks, you know? So you really need to make an urban transformation. You need to redesign it so that it looks like a pedestrian space, right? I don't know why they keep it like this. Maybe some of the politicians hope that they can put cars back at some point. No idea. A lot of potential for creating better public space, better pedestrian streets in this city. But yeah, the space is there, man. They took away the space. Now it's time to make it better. There are many challenges facing the city of Kyiv, but also all the other Ukrainian cities regarding the transformational effects of positive urbanism. There is a lack of political will. That's one thing. There's an insistence on cars in cities, building more highways, letting people park willy-nilly on the sidewalks all over the place. Nothing happening on that front compared to so many cities in Europe. But really, the largest challenge that they're facing here and have faced for many years is stuff like this. A developer came in here a couple of weeks ago, tore down a 200-year-old wooden house in the historic neighborhood of Podil in Kyiv. And they were told not to. They did it anyway. Just smashed it to pieces in no time. They had security out here so people couldn't really get in and do anything about it. There were signs out here right after it happened, you know, protesting this, but they're gone now. And this is just another scar on the landscape. Who knows what they're going to put up here, man? But this is really the biggest challenge. Developers, and in many cases in that industry, the inherent corruption. This is really the elephant in the room that people should be talking more about, but man, the elephant also steps all over you and shuts people up, you know? It's insane what's going on here. So fix that if possible, and then we're going to rock the transformation of Kyiv and Ukrainian cities. So maybe a lack of municipal understanding about the importance of urbanism, but like everywhere else, the life-size city is going strong here. The citizens of this neighborhood, they're tired of waiting for action, so they take matters into their own hands. And this park is my favorite example. This plot of land, man, what we're standing on now, this was an empty lot. It was derelict. There were fences all around it. Nobody was allowed in until some citizens here decided that they needed a park for their kids. This land is owned by the Russian embassy. This was before the full invasion. This is like 3 years ago. And already then they were not really in good standing here, the Russian embassy. So knock down the walls and make a park. Also, in order to legitimize this public space. So if the Russian embassy or whoever the developer might be comes and says, hey, that's our land, they can have the backing of the city. Yeah, but the people are using this park now, man. It's a park. You can't really just build now. Amazing public space by the citizens, for the citizens. They did it themselves. So they got some foreign funding. They have benches over there by that big, beautiful tree. They have some biodiversity signs about what the nature is like in this park. You see this playground over here. They got that shipped in from Europe. There are some flower beds, raised flower beds over there. They cut this pathway right through the middle, following the Desire line. And this has really launched an amazing vibe in this neighborhood of Kyiv where they proved that this was possible. And so other people are going, what can I do to make things even better? I have contributed In my own humble way, I have some tables. There's these dudes sitting here at this table over here, which is a laser cut, CNC cut from betterblock.org in the States. They make all this amazing furniture that you can just download the files, get it printed and cut, and assemble it yourself. I decided to implement better public seating here in the park. Another design by Better Block. This sign in Ukrainian says, "It's your city, baby. Use this, do whatever you want with it. Put it back in the restaurant over there when you're done. It's your city, it's your furniture." My friend said you really needed a bit of a sign on some of the stuff here because people are still unsure about whether or not they're allowed to use stuff. So this is an amazing design. Super simple. It's called the Jones chair. All right, we got the cable, don't worry. Got the Jones chair. You just slide it in like this. I'm going down. 6 of these simple chairs. I want to get more done. This is all just money out of my own pocket, so I want to try and get some more funding and really get this kind of thing established in parks like this around Kyiv and around Ukraine, man. Public furniture for the people in a park created by some of the most amazing urban dwellers I've met anywhere in the world. This could go in so many amazing directions, letting the citizens lead the way. I did a kids' urbanism workshop here yesterday right in the park. Amazing energy these kids have when they're put to the task of making streets safer, imagining a playground on this other empty lot across the street, just thinking about their city because it's their city. They will inherit it and they should have a say in how it should be designed. Absolutely kids, but also just the regular citizens. Enable them, encourage them, get them on board around the table and figure out the future of Ukrainian urbanism. The rebuilding and redesigning and rethinking of Ukrainian cities and towns, it starts and it ends with citizen engagement.